You are watching the WSL Post Show here on a gorgeous day, beautiful afternoon here at Margaret River. The Western Australia Margaret River Pro really hooked us up with great conditions, and we scored today. Caroline Marks, what a weapon. She's on fire, 883-767. She gets to chat with all the fans right there. She's just gonna write, "I'm Caroline Marks and I'm back." That's right, little hiatus last year, but now she is firing at all cylinders. One of the youngest competitors to come on the scene, and wow, she took down some big names and really helped the tour kind of settle the system in the midseason cut. Thanks for being with us on the WSL Post Show on the Harvey Norman host set. Super comfy here. Richie Lovett, great job today, my friend.
Thanks, Joe.
Great conditions. Were you surprised we got as much accomplished as we did today?
I was actually. I feel like today was a full bonus day. We knew there was going to be still enough swell. We just weren't too sure on the wind, but perfect offshore conditions for most of the morning, and then it really hasn't been until the last hour the wind started to really come up. We knew it was going to, and so we're going home for a while.
Stace Galbraith, you mad dog. Wow, you've been on fire on the post-heat interviews. Loving your work today. How was the energy like on the stairs?
Yeah, the energy was crazy. You know, the overlapping heats, things just seem to come and go so quickly. But yeah, a couple standouts. It's always good to get a laugh out of Gabriel. So yeah, had a pretty good day down there.
Well done. Let's check out the Bailey's Ladder bracket heading into finals day. We got down to the semifinals for the women. What about WA's own Bronte McCauley? 3 straight appearances in the semifinals on the top of the draw.
Yeah, she's becoming the spoiler in this event over the last couple of years, and well, she's on another roll, and she's using all of that local knowledge, but she's up against one of the ladies who's going to be the hardest in this draw. You know, you almost figure Carissa got to get out of jail free card with that little last wave that you know, Lakey let her have. She tucked into the barrel, did the snap, got the huge score, and wow, what a matchup. And Tyler and Caroline, that one is going to be really cool.
Some real cool themes there. World champs with goofy footers on both sides of the draw, but the moment that Richie was just speaking of, Carissa Moore, how did she create this magic without priority, Stace?
Yeah, she's just amazing situational awareness. She's obviously got the skill set. She's 5-time world champion, we know that. But just to be aware of her surroundings and where she was positioned on the reef, and, you know, dropping into a wave here at main break, you're not often thinking tube, especially when it's onshore. So for her to pull that off was amazing. But full credit to Lakey here. She had a fantastic heat, and I feel like she was in a position where damned if you do, damned if you don't. If she goes that wave, there's a bomb behind it. It's just one of those situations.
What turning points. Can you believe that, Richie?
Nah, that was just amazing intuition there. You know, she was just going by feel. You know, she took off on the wave and just really had no other option but just to pull in, really hold that line through the barrel. It was a tricky barrel to ride, really, but then to come out and then just hammer that section, no holding back at all, and you could see just the emotion started to pour out of Carissa. She was you know, sort of overtaken by the moment.
Let's check out making the cut. Lakey Peterson at the time wasn't sure of her fate as she lost in the last exchange there. Well, last wave, I should say. But then she got the news. Lakey Peterson making the cut officially. And then the big name right there that was in the balance, Gabriella Bryan, was waiting to see what Sally would do. Officially getting that last spot again. She made it last year. Let's make it 2 in a row. Bryan's going to take that and run with it this season.
It's so interesting, isn't it, when you watch all the emotions around this cut. You know, yesterday we saw Betty Lou. She was in tears just thinking her career was over on the championship tour for the next year, and then today she's back in. So it just goes to show you, like, there's so much jockeying that goes on, and it's not over until the final heat of today.
Well, it's real. I mean, the pressure that we're feeling, that we're seeing, and in the Red Bull Athlete Zone, the moment for Lakey when we weren't sure of her fate and Carissa turns it around. I mean, I'm going to remember this day for a really long time, Stace. To see the magic from Carissa in an unpredictable ocean, I mean, those are the moments you live for in competition.
Yeah, definitely. And I think win or lose, all the competitors would agree with that sentiment. That's what they sign up for. Although there is heartbreak for some, that's the pressure that brings out these crazy performances. So, yeah, I'm here for it.
Now, on the other side of that, not making the cut, let's go through this list. Some huge names that are going to have to think about their next move. Carissa Hennessy, member, top 5 finish last season. The veteran with tons of experience. Courtney Conlock, Sally, part of that veteran story. Let's play a little team manager role, Rich. Who are you seeing really take over the Challenger Series and really having the best shot at being back on tour next year?
I think for me, Isabella Nichols and Macy Callahan are going to go at it super, super hard, as well as Sophie McCulloch. The only real question marks for me is what Courtney Conlock's going to do and what Joanne Defay's going to do. All the rest I see digging straight back into the Challenger Series, including Sally. You know she'll be there at Snapper Rocks in a week or so's time.
Interesting, Stace. Looking at veterans like Sally and Courtney, wondering what is next for those two surfers.
I think the way the tour, the challenge is structured, Snapper is an amazing draw card, and I'd like to think we're going to see both of them there.
I like that. We'll keep you guys posted if we hear any statements from our veterans who are getting potentially sent to the Challenger Series. But one of our favorite heats today, talk about a contrast in personalities and in styles. Goofy versus regular, Brazil versus Australia, Ethan Ewing versus Italo Ferreira. This is like as punk rocket as it gets when Italo's going to go for the Heirs. And check out the lefts. Look what he did today at the main break left, Stace.
Wow. That is just so cool. He's so radical. You just never know what you're going to get out of Italo. He's an absolute excitement machine.
And he could get himself out of jail with that maneuver, but Ethan's rail work was just undeniable.
Yeah, and Ethan stuck to his guns here. You know, he didn't try and sort of go blow for blow with Italo in the air. He just went, you know, really leaned into that power hack and that slice that he's just been putting on display now for the last couple of seasons, and it's serving him so well, and it just keeps getting better and better. There seems to be more variation in what he's doing every time he hits the water.
Ethan's been on fire, but we check out the Bailey Laders bracket. He has you-know-who. Does Ethan Ewing have a shot against John Florence? Starting with you, Stoppies.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Look, Luke Egan and I were talking about it today. Two totally different approaches. You could talk about this at the pub for hours, but I think Ethan Ewing and John Florence are very evenly matched out here. Two contrasting styles, but I think the judges are going to have an absolute field day dissecting that heat if they both get their opportunities.
Holy smokes. Check out the Bailey Ladders bracket for potential finals day. The big Brazilian world champ heat at the top. World #1 still in the mix with Connor O'Leary and Griff versus Barron to look forward to. Caroline Marks is hot and hanging out with Kaipo Guerrero.
That's right, Joe. Caroline, Joe saying you're hot, coming in hot right now. Excellent heat total, sharp surfing on your backhand. How do you feel coming off of that heat?
Yeah, I feel really good. That was a fun one. Sally's, I have so much respect for her, and that was she's always puts up a great battle. I was actually joking with her before the heat because in 2019, we were in the same round together, and she beat me, and it was really frustrating. And I haven't forgotten about it. So I just really want to get her back. And yeah, I love her. She's epic, and have so much respect for her. And she's a great surfer. So I knew I had to put up really big scores to beat her. And yeah, it was fun.
Let's look into the future. Your semifinal matchup, Tyler Wright. Your thoughts on that matchup?
Yeah, Tyler to me is surfing really she looks really in form right now, and she's surfing amazing at Bells and. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Great surfing, Caroline. We'll see you finals day.
Thanks so much. Hi to my parents back home. I know you guys stayed up late. All my friends. Love you guys. You're the best. Cool. Thanks, Kaipo.
You're welcome.
See you.
Let's add to the shout out to the Marks family. You guys are awesome. You must be so proud of what Caroline Marks has been doing today. Amazing against Sally Fitzgibbons as she moves on and looking for maybe her 4th CT win of her career. As we were focusing on the men's bracket, checking out that Bailey Ladders leaderboard, we really focused on the John and Ethan Ewing heat, but it doesn't have to be the side of the draw that has the champion. Richie, where do you see that unfolding?
Well, it is hard to go past that heat because there've been some of the informed surfers. We know John has a record here of excellent wave tallies that just surpasses anyone. Doesn't come close, So he's obviously going to be at the top of the list when you talk about guys to beat. But there's 2 goofy footers left in the mix, same as on the women's quarterfinal bracket. There's 2 goofy footers versus the 6 natural footers. So Gabriel Medina, I feel like he's just itching to get back in the winner's circle. So maybe Gab's from the top half of the draw.
Stace, more on Medina, because you've been spending the most time with him. Does he feel different than he kind of has appeared to you all season?
It's funny. I think the year we had the 4 CT events here, it has a similar vibe to that. He seems really relaxed. He's got a great crew people travelling with him. He's surfing incredible. It's actually surprising to me that he hasn't had that major result at Bells Beach or here at Mainbreak. He's due.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing the final series unfold, but it's time for the Boost Mobile Wave of the Day. Yeah, it's going right to this.
Yeah,
Carissa Moore, under priority, 963.
Tucks in so well, just knifes in there. Straight off the bottom turn, tucks up into the barrel. I just, that was the exclamation mark, the little bit of icing on the cake was that snap after she came through it. Totally disappears. Right there, she was actually on the foam ball for a second. Powers through it, muscles her way out. Just a little chandelier at the end section, but yeah, just to have that instinct to come straight out, back on the toe side, up into the lip. It was mastery at play.
And you have to say the one part of her act that she's been really working on, maybe more than anything in the last few years, is barrel riding and pulling in under the hood at waves like backdoor. That's all paying off, especially for that moment at main break.
Oh, absolutely. Carissa's got the skill set to pull in anywhere around the world, frontside or backside, and I think today that paid off. And to be honest, I still feel for Lakey at that wave, man. Like, we hadn't seen a wave break like that all day.
Yeah.
And even the exit for Carissa was extremely difficult, and that's why she was rewarded with such a high score.
It was a big moment. With all on the line for Lakey as well, I got a text from Mike Parsons, who's worked with Lakey for a long time. All he said was, that was heavy. Like, it was just such a big turning point. Good news for Lakey, still survives as Carissa moves on throughout this contest. Interesting looking at the waves that we had today, and Surfline's been letting us know that we've had a lot to work with at the start of the waiting period. Today, we're wondering how much we'd accomplished. We accomplished more than we thought. Richie, what are your expectations now pulling up the maps?
Well, my expectations for the next couple of days are possibly heading to some of the wineries and reaping the fruits of the incredible vineyards around here. But, look, we've been talking about this front that's going to start moving in over the next couple of days. Onshore, southwesterly flow. It's going to build into tomorrow. Onshore winds, bigger swell. There may even be some rain with it, and it's going to get ugly. So, we're still probably going to come down and check it out, but you can see here on the long-range forecast, they're big waves, man. Plenty of wind, and that spells maybe no surfing and some other activities.
It certainly does. Stace might get on the road for about 13 hours. Are you staying put?
I think Bugs and I are going to head up the coast, actually.
You could go on an adventure, but it's definitely going to be predicted to be pretty shredded around this lineup, and things should clean up towards the tail end of the waiting period. Thank you so much, Surfline, for all the great forecasting. You guys have been spot on. And definitely, Richie, the event we've scored the most so far this season.
Oh, it's been super fun every day that we've run the event. Even opening day was beautiful, clean conditions. And then the last couple of days, it's been, by far the best conditions we've had on the tour this year.
Exciting time in the WSL Post Show. It's time for the Daily Top 5. If you make this list, you're a legend today. Coming in number 5 on the list, Stace, Tyler Wright continues to roll on.
Yeah, I'm loving the way that Tyler's been surfing this year, and even towards the back half of last year, she's just got a little bit of extra length in her calves. She's obviously still got that strong layback maneuver there. It's a hallmark of her surfing, but just sort of the in-between maneuvers and her flow is looking like, she's the real complete package this year, and scary for her competitors. She's got the eye of the tiger more than ever at the moment.
He's doing it her way. Number 4, congrats, Medina, as he's running into the quarterfinals, his first of the season, Rich.
Yeah, and this is danger signs for everyone else, because you get the feeling that Gabs is starting to get that winning feeling back in his soul, and he seems like he's in a good place. He's got a couple of buddies out here with him from home, and he's starting to make some of those big, heavy maneuvers that we're so used to seeing.
Bronte McCauley, number 3, takes out world number 1, Stace.
Yeah, this was a cool heat, and sort of, it's not really an upset, I think. Like, Bronte obviously knows this wave like better than anyone. She's had multiple semifinals here, and she's got another one to add to it. And I think this could be the year she goes all the way. Her wave selection's been amazing.
Number 2, you know who? John Florence, adding to his legacy at main break.
Yeah, just showing us how to take on the chicanes here at Margaret River main break, and a real masterclass on how to carve. And I don't know if anyone does it better out here. So, again, he's been touted as an event favourite, and has to be considered again.
Winning the day and the WSL Post Show, your number one, Carissa Moore, on that buzzer beater barrel, Stace.
Yeah, I'm still baffled by this wave every time I watch it. I think one of the reasons why Lakey probably choose to let her go the wave is because they weren't really on the peak for the takeoff, so she's probably thinking, okay, cool, she's too far down the line to really make anything out of this wave. You saw that wave capping a little deeper. But again, it's easy to say from the couch here. Obviously, Carissa Moore, 9.63. Thanks for coming.
An emotional moment for Carissa. Remember, she won the opening event of the season at Pipeline, but she's trying to get her feet wet again with another big podium finish. And for her, if she's not winning, something's wrong, where she's looking at herself, trying to redefine her momentum in a world title campaign. She's runner-up in the world sometimes, and you're questioning how much control she has of the tour. She's a perfectionist, and right now it feels like she's got the momentum to potentially pick up that 27th win of her career.
Yeah, it'd be pretty special, and moments like that barrel can change the course of destiny. In my mind, I feel like there's a momentum shift just in her attitude and how she's going to approach the rest of this event, but excited to see what unfolds. We've got 10 heats remaining basically in the event, so not sure when it's going to happen, but we'll be eyes on.
Stace, if you're managing athletes and we could have a series of lay days, what's the advice to try to stay hot and ready when the contest goes on? Because we've been just rapid fire. Now we're going to have our first real break.
It's almost like reset, and that final day will be like a whole new event. And so it's an extremely difficult thing to manage, and I think you've got to take a leaf out of Gabriel Medina's book and keep the routine. You know, you don't need to recreate the wheel. Keep it simple, keep it light, keep it fun, and come in ready for finals day.
And today was a bit of a surprise. Things held off for us, and we got a lot done. So we're going to make a call again for tomorrow morning to see if we can get the contest underway here at the Western Australia Margaret River Pro. We're going to leave you with some highlights. Enjoy WorldSurfLeague.com. Take good care of yourself, and we'll see you bright and early.
Coming to you live once again from the Western Australia Margaret River Pro. Our athletes in the round of 16. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at these things. Took me up an octave.
There's Tyler in full flight.
Big grab rail carve.
She hangs on to it.
I was really nervous before that heat. It's make or break, really.
Got to keep making heats.
It's so much fun. This is why we play sport.
I'm going to miss you, and I wish you both the best of luck. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you.
Heartbreak for Brisa Hennessy.
And we'll now move into the round of 16 for the men.
You.
Classic Geordie layback.
It's just the miracle man when it comes to tricky end sections.
He's like watching a gymnast.
It's just a ferocious approach, right, from Gabe Medina.
This second turn was mental.
That's the money turn. Connor has just this maneuver on lockdown.
And now he might just go for a punt.
Basically just body surfing on his back. Griff just letting some of the emotion fly.
The Dolphins getting in on the show.
I'm going to miss you.
Look at the power and the style.
You've officially made the cut.
No, I haven't.
Carissa pulls into the pit and makes it. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.